Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Austin here, and today I will be reacting to Hermitcraft 8, episode 21. What am I even doing? Interesting title. Okay, I did everything in my power to not watch this episode. I haven't watched it yet. It's been very, very difficult, especially on days where you're just bored and on YouTube and you just want to watch some videos that you know that you'll enjoy and all that sort of stuff. So it's been challenging for sure, because I know that Mumbo Jumbo's Hermitcraft episodes are usually very entertaining. So if you do like this episode, please go show Mumbo Jumbo some support. The link to this video will be down in the description below, so you can easily do that. Also, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you like my videos, please subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later if you want to. Enjoy the video.
Today's Hermitcraft episode is sponsored by Big Eye Rons. Look at what Tango has installed in my beautiful utopia. Oh my goodness, they all have separate name tags.
Oh yeah, remember in last episode whenever they were discussing new sponsorship deal, and then Tango was like, I'm thinking of something I want to do, and then they just kind of agreed on it. And then Mumbo, after the meeting, was like, I don't know what he's planning on doing.
Autumn, donkeys, get low mileage. Shop Big Eye, the happiest place on earth. I mean, this is ridiculous. Scar's hat smells like cheese. Yeah, that's actually the truth. Wait a second, there's some zombies up here as well. Hang on a minute. Wait, look at this guy! Wait, they're all over the place! The big eyes are just absolutely hilarious on any form of mob. This must have taken forever. I mean, look how many there are here. How are there that many there? If I knock these guys off. I mean, there's like a whole pile of them.
Yeah,
just be
it's a
the
lot.
worst noise I've ever heard in my entire life as well. Oh my goodness. A lot of them have also fallen into my water streams as well. I definitely feel like we should keep these guys. I'm not entirely sure where to put them. Is there any way that I can lock them in place? I quite like them just bobbing around in the lake down at the bottom here. You know, I'm really liking these sponsorship deals. Not only did I get essentially a lifetime supply of iron, but I also get a bunch of friends. I've gone from having no friends and no iron to having a bunch of iron and a bunch of friends. I mean, sure. They're friends by contractual obligation, but I mean that still counts. I'm still counting it. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Tango has not only done his extra sponsorship deal, but he liked my banners. Oh, I feel so proud. I feel so proud that my sponsorship is being used in such a prominent location. You know, in front of Grian's store. Oh, good. And
See you, Mumbo Jumbo buys his iron at Big Iron's shop.
And
Stop by today.
oh, I'm not gonna get
That's kind of funny.
I mean, no one else sells iron on the server, do they? Surely everyone at Botum has to go to Big Irons. There's no issue there. I mean, I definitely have sponsorship deals with stores that fulfill needs that Botum Incorporated can't. I mean, I haven't built an iron farm. Grian, Scar, and Pal, they're definitely not going to be building iron farms. So it's just impulse. It's just impulse that could have built an iron farm, and obviously, as the CEO of Botum Incorporated, I know this. I know all about Impulse's iron farm. I knew all about it. And I knew that he was selling it. I even know the price. It is 5 diamonds for 30. It's 3 diamonds for 32. I see. Nothing escapes the watchful eye of this incredibly talented and very good CEO. And now I'm going to explain my extremely in-depth and thorough business strategy idea as to why I am very evidently promoting probably our main competitor. I am about to explain this in detail. It has been very thought out. The most thought out. I can't think of anything that has been more thought out than this strategy. So much thinking. Where are my squids? Where does a man have to go to get a book and quill? I mean, obviously this has been written for a very long time. So here we go. This was the strategy all along. It was all Impulse's fault. He should have had done sponsorships too, so I would know he was selling iron. That was the strategy all along. That was that was my plan.
I
That
don't
was my
think
plan
that's
from the
gonna quite
beginning.
work.
I know what you're thinking. It doesn't really sound like a strategy. It sounds more like an excuse. But no, that's a strategy. If you read between the lines on this one, which only highly intelligent CEOs like myself can do, you'll see that actually I'm suggesting that Botum does a little bit of marketing of its own. It was an elaborate plan all along. And if anyone in the comments section says otherwise, I'll put an end crystal in your... Okay, really pushing the boundaries of peace, love, and plants here. So let's do something completely different before I get entirely booted.
Oh, he
by
changed
Botum
his skin to
Corporation. There are a few
Tapman.
modifications that I want to make to my industrial lava farm. The first one is removing... Oh goodness. The first one is moving these little dripstone tips from in front of the observers here, because if this cauldron fills up with lava at the perfect time, it could cause the piston to push across when this one's trying to push, breaking the whole thing. It would be super unlikely and very, very unlucky, but I don't want to risk it. However, I am actually risking quite a lot by doing this, because I hadn't realised if I fall in one of these, that's essentially me falling in lava. For some reason, I didn't think it would hurt me, but it totally does. I mean, these are essentially just all lava source blocks. I guess
Yep.
this is your daily reminder that I, in fact, know nothing about Minecraft. As evidenced by this lava gathering AFK session. You see, it was all going well. I was gathering tons upon tons of lava buckets. I was feeling pretty happy. And just as I was about to go to bed, I decided to check on my computer. And as I did that, I managed to set myself on fire with a lava bucket. How did that happen? Well, please allow me to explain, because it is rather comically stupid. I'm just glad that for whatever reason I decided to put all of my gear in here so I didn't actually lose anything. But essentially I was stood on top of this pressure plate holding down the right click button, and every time I got myself a lava bucket, it would fly out of my inventory and land in one of these two hoppers. That's perfect. Except very, very occasionally, this hopper right here would manage to grab the lava bucket out of the air and pull it into this system. Now this system is the system that circulates my empty buckets. This keeps feeding me empty buckets so that I can continue to harvest lava. The issue is, it gradually began to fill up with filled buckets, which is a bit of a problem, because it means that a filled lava bucket
it is a
to
problem.
me, and then I tried to right click on a filled cauldron with a filled lava bucket, which means that it just placed the lava here and then set me on fire and I died. As I say, hilariously, comically stupid. This contraption that I've just designed hopefully should fix the issues that were caused by my absolute bodge job that I created previously. And I think on the design that I build on the server, I'm not actually going to connect it up to a redstone clock. I'm instead going to connect it to the piston feed tank. Now this means that it won't be redundantly dropping out buckets all the time. It will only drop out buckets when this thing moves, which essentially means it will only drop out buckets when we actually need a bucket. I don't know why I didn't do this previously. It's considerably smarter. As has been mentioned many times now, the old design was very stupid. Right, let's see if it works then. So I'm just waiting. That is perfect. Okay. There we go. That is it. So eventually when this piston feed tape runs around, our bucket level should permanently stay at 7. Nice. Oh. And I guess when we eventually run out of buckets, I was always going to die. I was always going to die. Even if that mess up hadn't happened, I still would have died. And even with this new system, I still would have died. Because when I eventually use up all of the lava buckets, the final bucket in my inventory would fill up. It wouldn't be sent from my inventory into the hoppers. Instead, I would keep right-clicking with it, and that would chuck the lava in front of me and kill me. Now that I have this slab here, that should keep me safe. Oh, and even though the AFK session was kind of a failure, I still managed to get a lot of lava buckets in the process. I mean, this is a lot. So let's take them home and grab some potatoes. Little does Tango know that by giving me this iron sponsorship deal, I might never have to spend a diamond at passing gas again. This might just be the most expensive sponsorship deal anyone's ever done. This is an awfully large number of potatoes, but that also means the job is done. I'll return back there tomorrow morning, hopefully to gather up a whole ton of XP. For now, there's a tiny bit of groundwork that I have to do. We have built up the back of the base, and it is looking absolutely gorgeous, but it is also looking very bare. It's just stone and moss at this point in time. And although I take great pride in the fact that I probably have made the most progress on the back of my base in all of Botum, that still doesn't necessarily mean that it's done. So, as stage 1 of this process, I'm quickly going to run off and gather about 1 billion leaves. And while I do that, I have something I want to talk to you about, and I always tend to struggle talking about these sorts of things, but I'm going to try my best to not completely ramble through this. Cycling means a lot to me. It's probably been one of the most influential things on my life. Without it, I definitely wouldn't be making Minecraft videos right now. And although I dropped out of the cycling world between about 16 to 24, recently I've gotten back into it and I've rediscovered that passion. And for that reason, I've set myself up with a little bit of a goal. I want to cycle 1,000 kilometers in the month of October. So that's 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles in 31 days. Now I'm doing this in aid of Cycling Projects, which is just a beautiful charity with a number of hugely positive initiatives. But one of the programs that really speaks to me is their Wheels for All program, which provides specially adapted cycles to children and adults with disabilities and differing needs.
That's
As
cool.
I say, cycling has had a hugely positive impact on my life, and seeing a charity that opens up that door to people that otherwise potentially wouldn't have access really is beautiful, and it really is something that means a lot to me. It's very close to my heart. So I'll put all of their details down in the description, as well as a link to the Just Giving page as well, if you want to read up more about that. And I will be posting updates on my challenge on all of my social media accounts and everything, so you can keep updated there. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has already generously donated. I really appreciate you. It is now the next day. I've just returned from a 65-kilometer bike ride, which takes my total up to 125 kilometers covered in the first 2 days of October, which is a pretty solid start. But that's enough about cycling, because I want to talk to you about XP gathering. All of these have been smelting away, and this is essentially done. Like, there is no more room for potatoes here. So I've got myself a pickaxe that has the mending enchantment on it. It is completely empty, and I want to see if I can repair this thing just using potatoes. I'm very curious.
Whoa.
That actually worked! And it worked remarkably well.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the perfect amount of XP.
It almost fully repaired it.
And it's so fast. Well, that is nuts. That is nuts. Is
Yeah.
that not nuts? I hope none of you have nut allergies, because this is the cheesiest joke I've ever told. I'm not gonna continue it. All I'm saying is this video should contain a warning label that it does contain nuts. I said it anyway. I hate myself as well. Okay. Now there is, however, one slight issue that I'm running to, which is that occasionally, it happened with the first one until I just fixed it. Basically, I think the hopper gets backed up with potatoes, which means that the lava bucket, the empty lava bucket, can't actually drop out. And that's a bit of a problem, because it means this thing runs out of fuel instead of running out of space for potatoes, which means that there is no potato to grab out of the furnace, which means we can't actually extract the XP from it, which essentially renders the entire thing useless. I've just realised this is my first heavily potato-based segment I've done in an incredibly long time. And what am I not? I'm not a potato right now.
Yeah.
For one time, I'm doing a potato-orientated thing.
Oh, I just noticed. Yeah.
I've come up with a way of making up for it. In the previous clips, there was a certain lack of potato. Now we have super potato. This is confirmed as being about 8 times as much potato as the regular amount of potato, which I think that covers us. Anyway, let's quickly fix up our XP farm. It's not going to take too much work, just an item filter underneath all of the furnaces that then feeds all of our empty buckets into a centralized storage system. The only issue is, as I've mentioned many times now, I have next to no redstone resources left. In fact, this is my final little slither of redstone. Thankfully, it was just about enough to get this thing all built and constructed, and now I have an output chest for all of
that's
the
good.
buckets. So with that done, let's move on to something else. And that something else is me standing on my armchair making a pretty serious commitment. It's one that I'm kind of scared to say, but that's because I'm scared to do the commitment. So if I say the commitment, then I have to do the commitment, and I'm scared to say that I'll do the commitment, because then I'll have to do the commitment that I'm scared of. The commitment that I want to make is that in the next Hermitcraft episode, this build, all of the exterior of it, I'm talking the back with all of the leafage, I'm talking the buildings, they're all going to be built. They
So
are
it's
going
gonna.
to be built, and I've said it now.
He wants the entire
And that
exterior of
is
his base to be
the
done by the
plan
end
of
of next episode.
Goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Now obviously with that being a serious building project that is going to be tons of progress, that is going to be an all business Hermitcraft episode. You know, that is going to be building, that is going to be me thinking, this is going to be me doing serious bits. I think that gives me free license to work on a really stupid and daft idea that I've wanted to do for quite some time now. And the good news is, it requires lots of potatoes. So my first plan of action is to actually put a border wall around my little area in the Boatum village, just so I know what I can build up to. Now this little wall I'm constructing isn't actually going to include Harmless Harvest, because I consider that to be a shop and not one of the builds in my personal little area. And I think we can all agree this is looking rather adorable, but I do need to do a little bit of terraforming. And by terraforming, of course, I mean just bone mealing a bunch of moss blocks until it looks pretty good. And I am now scarred. These trees also need to go because they're competing with Teresa and she gets jealous. But don't worry, I am still committed to replanting every single tree that I break. This is looking adorable, this is looking ideal, this is looking great. And it's looking even better now that I have some signs on the ends here. I also think maybe we put some posts up like that? No, that looks stupid. But still, Mumbo's Peace, Love and Plants Utopia. Teresa Green welcomes you to this sanctuary of peace. Perfect. Oh, and I have a bit of a bone to pick with everyone who's been watching my videos. Nobody gets this joke. Teresa Green. Trees are green. It was like, I was super happy with it, and nobody understood why I called this thing Teresa.
Was he making that
It's
joke?
not
I
even
don't.
my
I
joke.
don't remember
From,
him
like,
making that joke.
the 1920s. It's the equivalent of like Bend Over and Russell Sprout or Impulse SV, which if you actually say the S and the V, it becomes impulsive. I only discovered this a couple of weeks ago, despite knowing Impulse for many years. And to be frankly honest, I almost fell off my chair. Anyway, now that I've blown all of your minds, first things first, it's time to say a very sad goodbye to the original Tater vendor. I would say it served me well, but it didn't. I don't think anyone actually bought anything from this other than me. The one thing it is going to serve me well on is droppers. So with that all gone, it's time to work on the new version of the Tater vendor. And honestly, I still can't quite believe that I'm actually pursuing this idea, but here we go. Just need a handful of these. And this, my friends, is going to be the Volcano. You see, I think the issue with the tater vendors and also the taters that I have for sale at Harmless Harvests is that I'm not providing enough potatoes, and I'm also not providing them in an entertaining way. And the Volcano is going to fix both of those problems. It is going to deliver way more potatoes than the person probably needs, and it's going to do it in the best possible way, through an eruption of carbs. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that this is even stupid by my standards. But I tell you what isn't stupid. My new XP grinder. Boom! 22 levels, out of nowhere. So part 1 of the build has been constructed. I've got my payment chest with the item filter underneath it, and that is going to run into a little bit of a pulse extender. Let's just quickly make sure that works with a test grass block. That is looking good. Now let's hear what our build up to the eruption will sound like. That sounds okay. I just want it known that if this doesn't work, this episode is over. Right, in theory, we pay, we get the eruption noise. That is good. So we have all the components. We've got the build-up, we've got the explosion in the middle of the eruption. That's perfect. And now we just need the eruption itself. And with that now pieced together, it is time for the first official eruption of the Volcano. And for some reason, I am ridiculously nervous. But what could possibly go wrong? Why is that so much better than I was expecting it to be?
It's
I
good.
thought this was a stupid idea, but it's not. This is the best idea I think I've ever had on the Hermitcraft server ever. This is how every single shop on the server should function. How many potatoes did I get? I got a lot of potatoes as well. Goodness gracious me. Surely I didn't get that many. I probably just had a bunch of potatoes in my inventory. It doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. Oh my word. I need to find someone to show this to. And Impulse SV has just joined the game. That is perfect. That I have created what I think could be the best shop ever. All right, do you remember? Do you remember the tater vendors, that unsuccessful business that I made?
Yeah, I did get some potatoes from you, so it wasn't
No.
completely unsuccessful, but yeah.
Well, you are going to absolutely love this, okay? Because I
Okay.
concluded that the reason that wasn't successful is because it didn't give enough potatoes, and also it wasn't entertaining enough to use. So I have created probably the best potato shop that Minecraft has ever seen. And you are about to get you're about to get a pre-show of it. This is the Volcano, okay?
Volcarvo. Okay.
Do you have a diamond on you?
I can do. Yep.
Oh,
I
well,
think I got some.
oh, okay, cool. I mean, I did have
Yeah.
a diamond on me just in case you didn't, but if you want to pay...
Wait, I'm all out of diamonds, actually. I take that back. It's, nope, I just ran out. Weird.
Well, that's
Okay.
unfortunate. Okay, well, here we go.
Yeah.
It's worth paying my own diamond for it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
And... activate the Volcano!
Whoa! Oh, there's explosions even.
There are explosions.
Okay, that was fantastic.
Shouldn't all shops on the Hermitcraft server work like this?
You've just raised the bar. We've been doing it wrong for many seasons. What were we thinking? This
I
is
know.
the only way to do shops.
I know. And,
Oh my goodness.
there's a lot of potatoes. There will be more potatoes once I fill up all of the dispensers, but that might actually, it might become too much.
Potato overload. It is a little bit dangerous to get up there, I will admit that, with all the blocks, the magma blocks.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, that's just part of the fun, isn't it?
Yep, there we go.
Holy cow, that's amazing. Okay, you know what? Do you have Pringles in the UK?
Yeah.
Do you guys have Pringles?
Yep.
What did they say? Once you pop, you can't stop, I think is their slogan.
Hopefully I haven't run out of potatoes. This could be really disappointing.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, it falls.
yeah, some left. Did I pull back the curtain too far on your machine here? Okay.
That was really funny.
This is the most disappointing eruption of all time. Just like 8 potatoes came out. Well, anyway, I'll get it
I'm
filled
gonna
up.
give these back to you because apparently you still need to put more in there.
I'll get it filled up, all right, and I'll get more TNT in the mix, and then you can keep on going for as long as you like. Okay. So I have to say that worked way better than I expected, despite the fact that we are now completely out of potatoes and completely out of TNT in it. Don't worry, I will refill them. Sometimes it just shows you have to commit to the stupid ideas. I was so close to not building this, and I'm so glad that I did. Amazing. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya. And I just want to say once again, right at the end of this video, thank you so much to everyone who has generously supported cycling projects on my Just Giving page for my 1,000 kilometer cycle throughout October. I seriously appreciate it. I was not expecting the level of generosity that we have received so far. So, yeah, thank you.
Man, that was a really good episode. I think the new potato shop he made is really fun. But he also made a big commitment to have the exterior of his base completely done by the end of next episode. Man, that was a good video. I really enjoyed it. But if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, guys.